Hey everyone, welcome back to TLN. Now, today we're talking to a longtime member of the TLN family, Alex Polizzi. Alex, thank you for joining us. It's been a while since we caught up with you. So, how have you been this crazy year?
Crazy. It's been a crazy year for me too. For some reason, I decided to buy a hotel last year, and so I have been in the midst of builders and rubble and mess, and all of that with the complications that have been brought to us all by the coronavirus.
And obviously, I mean, that's such a huge step forward in a time where maybe the hospitality business has been struggling a little bit. How has that been for you? Are you open? Are you receiving guests?
I'm not open yet. I'm not receiving guests. I've delayed opening twice so far. I'm still supposed to open now, fingers crossed, in March. Let's see if anything happens to prevent it. I mean, honestly, if I'd known what I know now, I don't think I'd have bought the hotel. But instead, you still have to put bravely one foot in front of the other and just get on with it.
Absolutely. I think so many people back home have small businesses and they can relate to just having to move forward, take it one step at a time. But I think right now it is a time to celebrate a little bit. It's December, we can spend some time with family. How are you hoping to spend this holiday season?
I'm hoping to spend it with my family, definitely, my mum and my dad, and my kids and my husband. Obviously, the larger family gatherings that we're used to doing just aren't possible this year. So I think that's sad because I've got three siblings and all their children and their partners who I can't be with this year. But I've just started wrapping, and that is something to lift the spirits immediately. So actually, I'm starting to feel festive.
Amazing. And I think another thing that brings festivities is food. Is there a specific dish that you only bring out during the Christmas season or something that reminds you of holidays with the family?
I make arancini, and that is something that every time I make them, it reminds me of my grandmother who taught me how to make them. And they're risotto balls that have mozzarella inside and that are covered in breadcrumbs and deep fried, and you serve them with a tomato sauce. And they're a terrible faff to make. It takes hours and hours. And so, really, I only do it once a year or on special occasions.
And would you say that's one of your favorite holiday traditions?
It's definitely one of my favorite holiday traditions, and it's one of my family's favorite holiday traditions too, because I make enough, because it's such a faff to make. I make about 50, 60 ball of these risotto balls, and then everybody gets some. So I'll still be doing that. Although I can't be with my family or my family, they will still be getting my arancini.
That's amazing. And are you guys usually doing these big Zoom reunions and Zoom family Christmas dinner parties?
I haven't really been doing that. I find it so hard. I really do. I mean, my kids were doing so much Zoom when there was lockdown and they couldn't go to school, and I have to do a lot of business on Zoom. And although it's nice to see everyone's faces and smile at them, it's not the same as being in the same room, is it?
Absolutely. And something that is not the same as well is traveling. I mean, we are seeing Secret Spain and all of these beautiful locations, but we're still in our living rooms. So I would love for you to reminisce about a moment that maybe wasn't captured on TV, wasn't captured on camera, that happened during that production trip to Spain.
Gosh, I had such a wonderful time traveling around Spain, especially as I didn't really know it that well. Italy, I know really, really well, but Spain was a revelation to me. And all my favorite moments were the bits before we started filming. We'd always start very early in the morning, before the sun came up, to get to a nice location. And every single morning, just finding out somewhere, seeing somewhere that was incredibly beautiful, or a city when it's asleep. That's also really special. I always say to anybody when they're traveling, the best times to see a city are about 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning, before the bustle starts, and you really feel like you get a spirit of the city.
And where's the first place you're going to go as soon as all of the travel restrictions are finally normalized? What's the first location you want to be at?
I think I'm desperate to go back to Venice, and I'm desperate to go to Rome to see my family there. I mean, we've spoken a lot by email and by Zoom, but I'm just longing to give everybody a hug.
And the hospitality business has been taking such a toll this year. Have you been able to open your doors for the public?
Oh gosh, what is my wish? Well, I tell you what, when I'm allowed to eat out in restaurants again, my vow is to cook as little as I possibly can at home. I'm so bored of my own food, and I'm longing just to go out for every single meal for months at a time.
Amazing. Alex, thank you so much for joining us. It's always such a great time to chat with you.
Thank you very much. Thanks. Lovely to see you too.